take my things out of the way, you know.
You can keep your stuff. You can do whatever. So Dylan waits for me to start recording, and then he moves his things. But it's fine. We're at his house.
What did you say?
Just something for the people. You wait for me to start recording.
Sorry,
You wait for me to start recording, and then you decide to move your things.
bro. I'm sorry, bro.
You wanted people to see that you are neat and tidy. Okay, we're starting. Audio set, cameras are rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of On the Contrary with Emilio Tobias. Very impressed with you guys who are still listening. I think this is episode number 10. Lucky number 10, and we are recording in Eldorado Park at Dillan Oliphant's house. But this isn't really Eldorado Park.
This is Club Spread West, bro.
Why do explain what Club Spread West is and where Club Spread West is and why we keep saying we're from Eldorado Park?
Well, I am from Eldorado Park, but I stay in Club Spread West. We moved to Club Spread West when I was a child, though. But I spent most of my life in Eldorado Park.
But where is Club Spread West?
Club Spread West is right next to Club Town and the Eldorado Park. It's just a bridge away. That's different. Yeah.
And this is definitely Soweto.
It's Soweto, yeah. This
Okay. Dylan's friends are coming in the middle of the thing. You can come through, bruh. You need something? If anything happens to us, he was with them, bruh. That is suspect number one.
I don't know that, bruh.
That man's got a PC style and shorts on.
No, the guy's got December, bruh. You saw the hairstyle. It's December for him.
Bruh.
It's still December for
Did
him.
you see Robbie even dyed his hair, bruh?
Is it? I didn't see it. No.
Hectic, bruh. Blonde even, bruh. Twice.
I didn't see it, no.
So, for those of you, Dylan has a Facebook channel. I'll call it that. And what do you do? The Manchester United
I do
videos.
Man United videos, yeah.
So we're in Dillan Oliphant studio right now.
Yeah, this is my studio. this is where the magic happens, bro.
Do you know what's funny about soccer for me? Nah? Soccer reminds me of the slave trade.
Of the slave trade.
Slave trade specifically. Because of the jargon they use when buying and selling players. And players don't really have a choice.
They do have a choice.
But
only when they get sold. Only when they... Players do have a choice. Players can stay if they want to, but they must know that they're not going to be welcome.
They're going to get benched. They're not going to be welcome. So you wouldn't jeopardize your career by saying no. You play ball.
Yeah, but some players do decide they want to stay, actually.
And then what happens to them?
Then they sit on the bench, bruh, but then they're earning big amounts. So that's blazing slave trade.
Yeah, but...
Like someone like Gareth Bale, for instance. I think he stayed at Real Madrid knowing that he's not going to be playing, but he's earning big money, bruh. Big money.
What team was he denying and what team was he staying with?
Real Madrid just wanted to get rid of him, but he was like, no, I signed a contract.
My children are already going to the school now, I must move.
This is my life. Why must I pack up and go?
For me, it's weird, bruh, because then they talk about this person is still young, still fit. He's only had 3 injuries. He still has 5 good years ahead of him. He'll do the best picking for you ever.
Yeah, it does sound like slave trade.
And just because they're actually paying, this person's also making money, it doesn't make it less of slavery.
Yeah, but business is slavery, bro. If a company wants to let you go now, capitalism is slavery, bro. And I mean, I think football is peak capitalism. Everything is commoditized.
Serious. Where did I want to go from here? I actually wrote questions down. Me and Dylan always arguing about American politics and how that seeps into South African politics. But now we have like South African people who speak about like the liberal and the progressive movements, and they bring it here when you can't just do it so easily here.
Yeah, because we're not the class.
We're not a two-party system.
Yeah, we kind of are a two-party system in a way.
But all three our main parties have a little bit of both.
I think DA and ANC are pretty much the same They're just not. I think they're the same, DA and ANC. Whereas EFF
In
is
terms of the balance of progressive and liberal,
yeah, like I think the ANC is actually
very conservative.
they're very conservative. Yeah, South Africans are conservative, bro.
But also our laws and our democracy is so progressive. The most progressive in the world, actually.
Yeah, I don't get how we the people are so conservative, whereas the laws are not conservative.
But then that's because we're thinking in this thing like in black and white. The same way Americans think of Republicans and Democrats, when in fact those lines switch all the time. Sometimes it's the Democrats that are conservative, sometimes the Democrats that are.
I don't think so. I don't think the Democrats are ever conservative. I think that the Democrats stand for something, but it's always malleable, bro.
But check, the things the Republican Party was fighting for 20 years ago, not even long ago, is the stuff that liberals are fighting for, like censorship.
Not really. Censorship is also it's a slippery slope. I think
Hold
it
on, my
is.
scenario. Mm.
Censorship is a slippery slope, bruh. It's like, yo, do we give Nazis a voice? Do we give them a voice? Do they deserve a voice?
They deserve a voice, but they
Do they deserve a
don't.
voice in the mainstream? Do they
Wherever,
deserve a voice
wherever
that
they can speak,
can add hate? That's hate.
we can censor hate, yeah, but we can't censor their view. Do you get what I'm saying?
They can keep their
Someone
view.
can-
Just know that your view is not acceptable amongst us. And that's fine, bro.
But it's exactly what
That's not
the
censorship.
liberals are fighting for. Because when conservatives outnumbered liberals, there was the same fight. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
Because conservatives over time were also saying, you can have your view, but there's no place for your view in the society. Gay marriage, there's no place for that view in society. That's how that type of thing was looked at. So now we're doing exactly the same what conservatives did to us. And I consider myself liberal and progressive.
I consider myself a liberal and a progressive, but I also I don't think it's the same, bro. I don't think it's the same. I think that conservatives want to enforce a way of life
Yeah.
on people that they don't care about.
Like my stance on like the liberal and conservative stuff, because there's some conservative stuff I agree with, and it's just stuff that I wish to apply to my life,
Yeah.
or stuff that I value in my life. The only thing that neither of us should do, and this is what liberals are starting to do now, but also Republicans are only, let me say, good. Republicans are only taking the humble standpoint because they are forced to. If the tables were turned, they would also be this overpowering. But liberals are forcing their lifestyle on other people.
What's forcing your lifestyle? LGBTQ is forcing your lifestyle.
For example, let's say I don't agree with it, which I do. Just an
It's an
example.
example.
Let's say I don't agree with it, I don't understand it,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't necessarily accept it if one of my children or whatever was gay or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is all hypothetical, because what ends up happening when your son is gay,
You have to change.
You change. You can't help it, because now
Yeah.
the world is bullying them. You also don't want to add on to it. But now, it's fine if you fight for the law to say it's okay for gay people to get married. That's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. But you can't force me.
I can't force the church to marry you.
Yeah, I can't force the church, or I can't force other people to accept the thing.
Yeah.
Just as much as those people aren't supposed to judge or say something hateful and demeaning to the thing.
Well, no one's. I don't think the liberals are forcing them to. I just think that they're trying to make us the world a space for everyone, bro. And that's what it is. They're trying to make the world a space for everyone. And then now the conservatives are going with that narrative like, yo, you guys are treating us the same as we treated you. And that's but all we really want is equality, bro.
But what we must realize is that the fights that politicians are having are not the fights of a people, because now you get Republicans that are innocent people, bruh. They're innocent people. They just believe in their values and they believe in this thing. But now, whenever someone disagrees, they're seen as evil for having a different viewpoint.
Yeah, and human beings aren't evil. Human beings are a lot of things. They're not just one thing. Like
Human
there's
beings aren't inherently evil.
yeah,
most
I
of
don't
them.
think they inherently evil.
So now you get like a spiteful Republican politician, let's say Donald Trump,
Yeah.
and because he's spewing hate, those people aren't seeing him spew hate. Those people are seeing him take their side in their lifestyle. When he is actually spewing hate,
So now we must. So then now we are making you aware that this is hate speech, and now you're going, no, but this is our lifestyle. But no.
but what if I say I'm not concentrating on that specific thing? I'm concentrating on him saying we need to bring church back into the schools. Let's say that's something I believe in.
Yeah.
We're bringing church back into the schools. Wow. We're bringing manufacturers back to the country that left for cheap labor. But now he made it difficult for capital to leave America. Now more people in small towns are getting those, what do you call those, hard labor jobs.
Yeah.
And if Donald Trump changed your life like that, bruh, who cares about
Who cares about the
the few?
LGBTQ?
Who cares about the few
Who
insults that he throws around?
Yeah, so now the people that must fall for this speech must just stay on the side. Is that what you're saying? They must just take it because
No.
now.
Yeah,
because
I hear what
now-
you're saying. I hear what you're saying. They're not
'cause
supposed
now
to
you
lie
getting
down
a
and take it.
job. Yeah, they're not supposed to lie
But
down
the-
and take it.
I agree with you. Don't lie down and take it, especially if it's coming from a powerful person. But now, if I say I'm a Donald Trump supporter, or I don't hate Donald Trump as much as you hate him, that means I'm as evil as Donald Trump is, and I believe in. I'm racist. I'm homophobic.
No,
all
but
those
that's
things.
obviously, bruh. I'm Khaled, just in case you wonder. And I have family that are conservative, bruh. And I love that family. I love them, bruh. I love them a lot
There's
because I
nothing
know.
wrong with being
Eh?
conservative.
Yeah, no, I mean like their views are not of the best views. I have a
Yeah.
lot of family that their views are not the best. I don't
Homophobic,
agree with your views.
racist.
Racist, homophobic. I don't agree with those views, but I love those people. I also see a human. I see a human when I see that person. I don't
Yeah.
see their political views and everything. And
I'm so proud of my family this Christmas. I only counted one racist phrase.
well done, well done.
One? And I went there counting.
So like for me, I wouldn't paint a brush like that on people, and that's just probably the narrative that media wants to go with, because the media obviously wants to blow this thing up, good and bad, no gray area. When really there is a gray area, bruh.
Yeah.
So I'm sure my grandparents were probably conservative. My grandmother was she probably didn't like.
Probably conservative in today's age. Do you get what I'm saying? If you had to, they were probably considered progressive for their time. But if you take those standards from 50 years ago, that's no longer progressive. We've moved on from whatever that was.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like I think that even though those people hold those views, I don't see them. I just see that as part of who they are. I try and change it. Well, not change it. Let's
Give
say
perspective.
I try and give perspective from another angle. They don't normally take it, but it shouldn't stop me.
I had,
Humans are not one thing.
I had an argument with
There are many
someone,
things.
and someone that is like my family, but I've never met them, and they're so distant that like.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had an argument. This person's from Cape Town, and I was like, yo, I don't like Cape Town because Cape Town's kind of racist and all those things. And she's like, if I walk around looking for racism, I'm gonna see it, or I'm walking around expecting it, so that's
Yeah.
why I see it. And she's like, she never experienced racism in Cape Town. And then when she said there's no racism in Cape Town, I was like, well, okay. I can get how maybe I'm exaggerating and I'm reading into things, but if you're gonna say there's no racism in the thing, then we're not gonna find common ground.
Yeah, we're probably not gonna find common ground.
And it's like all I think people should see, like these fights between politicians and stuff. These people, when the cameras are off, they chill together, they drink together, they know each other's families and all those things. Like, but now we're the ones that see those fights play out, and we don't see those fights for what they are.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
People are just defending their views and their opinions. No one is saying, let's go shoot black people in a church. And then you get those bad apples on both sides that like mess up the whole thing. Like the Twitter mob, like those are people who consider themselves liberal, bruh. And
The Twitter mob,
progressive.
The
Cancel culture
the
is
cancel culture is a poison.
a weapon of liberal
But
society.
to be honest with you, I don't even. Cancel culture is not a real thing, bro. I think cancel culture is people going, we don't like what you do. Nah? Is those few people going, we don't like what you do.
We're gonna stop supporting.
We're gonna stop supporting that. That's what, for me, that's what cancel is supposed to be. Not go ahead, do what you do, but we just know that the people that you think you're selling to or whatever you're doing to is not gonna support that.
It would be nice if that's all it was. But now you cancel R. Kelly, for example.
There's a lot of for examples.
You cancel R. Kelly, and now because I listen to R. Kelly, you cancel me. When in fact, now you say it's fine what R. Kelly did. Maybe it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you.
But it should bother you as much as
You
it
see, now
bothers.
you imposing
No, but
you
brother,
imposing your view on me.
it should bother you. It should bother you that
But
a
I'm not-
man.
Like I'm literally not saying it's fine to sleep with underage girls.
You're not saying that, yeah.
I'm not
but you
saying
are.
it.
You are aiding someone who does do that,
Bro,
aren't you?
Can't-
Okay, aren't you? Aren't you aiding that person?
you can look at it that way. Those 3-4 streams or me still listening to an old album, I don't know how it's still benefiting him.
It's not benefiting him.
But now you are imposing, and that's exactly the thing I'm talking about, bruh. You're imposing your view and your opinion of the
No,
thing.
listen.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying
I'm saying
the
in general.
cancel
I
mob.
say like if I hear that someone is listening to R. Kelly, and I'm like, yo, I don't like R. Kelly anymore. R. Kelly's not that guy. Then I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, I'm sorry, we can't listen. I can't listen to this R. Kelly. I don't like that you listen to this R. Kelly. I feel like you are not helping the cause by listening to him. Né?
Not helping your cause.
You're not helping the cause.
The cause that
R.
you're
Kelly
involved
is-
in, not
R.
the cause
Kelly
that
is
I'm
a-
involved in. This is not about R. Kelly.
But R. Kelly is such a bad example for me in terms of, because it's bruh, that's not a. I don't agree with what R. Kelly does, and you listening to R. Kelly is you going,
I don't care that much.
I don't care that much about something that.
But now I'm getting cancelled because I don't have the same view as you. Like, what if I don't believe that what if I don't believe that it's my job to punish someone? You believe it is your job to punish someone, and it's a fair view to have. But now I'm cancelled because of the difference of that view.
Because you listen to R. Kelly.
Because I'm listening to R.
R.
Kelly,
Kelly,
it never
and
bothered me.
you don't want to punish R. Kelly. It's not your place to.
It's not my place.
That's
I never.
empathy. That's empathy, bro.
Do you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's not a. If I explain it like that to you, I'm not a bad person for listening to R. Kelly.
I still feel like empathy is just as bad as listening and going, yo, I agree.
Let's say your uncle murdered someone.
Yeah.
You loved your uncle. You know him. He's a human. You understand. He's made an
an
error. He's a flawed
He's
human
murdered
being.
someone, yeah.
Can I cancel you for visiting him in jail?
No, you can't. No.
Same thing, bro. Why are you visiting him? You must punish him.
Visiting
you must feel.
him, he's already punishing. He's already punished.
R. Kelly is already punished by you not listening to him.
Eh?
He's already punished by you by losing the listeners that he's lost.
Yeah, so then now you can be another person who punishes him.
No.
You need
I
to
think
add on to the punishment.
we've hit a stalemate. But I know you get what I'm saying. No, bro. Like, I would like. There's a thing of like liberals bullying people, bro. That's bullying. And that's like, my thing is, like, like shunning people. Liberals are so against that type of behavior to correct behavior. Now they're doing it, and because they feel it's something that they find right, now all of a sudden that method of punishment
Everyone
is
must
okay.
feel that's right. Everyone must everyone must feel the way they feel about that subject.
So like it's like waterboarding someone is wrong, but if I'm waterboarding someone because I believe they're a terrorist, then waterboarding becomes fine. When waterboarding
It's
should be wrong
regardless, yeah.
throughout.
Look. When I think about my time and my when I think about like I have a lot of sympathy for prisoners
Why?
because I know that prison is also just a system meant to keep black and brown people down. Prison is one of the biggest reasons why black and brown people are not succeeding in life. I don't believe in the prison
So,
system in general.
Evidence is holding black and brown people down.
No, bruh. No, bruh. Prison is people there are a lot of people in prison who are in there for, bruh.
A simple
Let's
thing.
my friend got caught with
All of my
my friend got caught with weed, right? And he's been in prison. He's been sitting in prison for almost a year now. For
Awaiting
like a little
trial.
bit of weed, waiting trial, bruh. That is not fair at all.
How much is his bail? Why is his family not paying bail? I'm just asking.
Eh?
Why are they not paying bail?
I don't know. They keep going to jail. I mean to the prison to say that trying to figure out what's happening. Why is he not? Then they keep telling him to come back. Keep telling them to come back, and he'll probably be released soon. Because they don't have any evidence. He's in there with there's no evidence.
How much
of
weed
him.
did he have on him?
I don't know how much weed he had on him.
But it probably counts
But he
for
wasn't
something.
a dealer. He wasn't a dealer. He's just a guy buying weed from someone.
From the dealer. of
From the
course.
dealer. He wasn't
It's
a
less,
dealer.
bruh. Like, like sometimes the thing is now, and like I'm not like a person that I usually defend people's actions and understand that, like, or especially like black and colored people, like we're in a state of mass depression,
Yeah.
and most of us don't even know what it is. So when we deal with it, we call it stress, we call it
Call it all
whatever,
those things, yeah.
and then it has those repercussions. But if you go case by case, you as a family can tell the person, this is what your actions are wrong and whatever. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've got cousin in jail who's done crimes, and I understand he must be in jail. He did the things he did, and that's life right now for him right now. But I still feel like there's a more humane way of treating human beings, bruh. We are telling human beings that if they don't, it's irredeemable, bruh. Because once you come out of prison, there's nothing left for you. Yeah. We are in a society, a poor society. The people who don't have criminal records don't have jobs.
Yeah.
People who have criminal records are definitely not going to come out of there getting jobs. That's for sure. So then how
we are
is the
so
prison system
progressive.
helping someone? How the prison system is supposed to be a rehabilitation center? How are we rehabilitating someone by telling them when they come out that that's their life, that's who they are. What they did in the past is who they are, and there's no movement forward from there. And prisons are already crowded. And it's only crowded with our people. It's only our people in there.
But we live in a place like cool, like prison is hard, prison is difficult, and it's like you that stole bread is gonna be in a cell with someone who murdered 3 people.
Yeah.
That's like
That's you're not even the same, bruh.
You're not
Robbery
even in the same
is the
league,
same.
bruh.
Robbery is the same for everybody. Like if you rob someone in the street, grab their phone and run, and someone else rob the company, he's gonna get the same time, bruh.
I think business robbery and residential robbery is slightly different. Because my brother was arrested for like
Fraud.
not shoplifting, but like you see, like fraud and shoplifting, same thing. Because you're robbing a company, not robbing
Yeah.
like a person. They got if you robbed a house or a person, you'd go to a completely different code. So I think those things are categorized
What
way
the-
differently.
The
Stealing airtime from a shop compared
Yeah.
to stealing a TV
but
from
like
a
if you
house.
if you're stealing airtime from a shop, you shouldn't even be going to prison, bro. And if they catch you with the airtime, they should just give the airtime. You just give the airtime back and go on your way, bro.
You see, with the case of my brother, ne, if he did it or whatever, it's like you put yourself in that situation, bro. And
Yeah,
you
but now they built a system for you that even there's no it's either or, bruh. It's either or. Because not all criminals steal because stealing is fun. Stealing is
I wouldn't say our like criminal justice system is systematically architectured the way America's one is to keep black people down. I think the fact that we are run by black people, people of color, probably makes that system better, and we can see it more for what it is, like a rehabilitation, a place of rehabilitation.
Do you think people are more empathetic towards prisoners in South Africa than they are in America?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Whenever I
Because-
see pictures of prisoners eating KFC, that's when I realize no one thinks that prisoners should have anything. Prisoners are just, that's all they are. That's their whole being. That orange face, that orange clothing. That's all they are. I don't think South Africans have the same empathy for prisoners.
What do you mean though with the KFC thing?
Like they'll be like, yeah, why are people in prison eating KFC? I was like, my guys,
Your family can bring you KFC.
your family. I think the
Worry about
prison
the
did
cell phones.
supply even like a KFC.
I've heard stories of like guards. Actually, no, I don't know the person, but he's related to me. I know someone who's in prison who like updates their Facebook status.
Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah,
All
I
the
know that one. The one
It's
whose
a-
name is Dillan
it's-
Oliphant. He's the exact same name, right? The one dude. I post selfies and everything. It's like, yeah. The one time he even messaged me saying that
That's funny.
people think.
But now you've mentioned her name. Now you're putting him in trouble, bro. But also it's his fault. He didn't even use a pseudonym. Use his real name, bro.
Full name, bro.
That's funny.
I don't know if he's still in prison. Who knows?
But I mean, there's those now that's corruption in prison,
Yeah,
which is
that's
a different.
yeah, that's
And
but,
corruption
but
in
the
prison
government's
helps.
applying
Like I don't think the government supplies
the government
anyone with KFC.
the government no not it might have been a special day, like a
Oh, like
like a
catering.
special
They
day, yeah.
catered.
A day when KFC maybe even just gave
Oh, I heard of
the
it. It's like where the
prisons,
prison got in trouble for
chicken.
getting strippers for the.
yeah getting then I was like, these people are human beings, so how are we expecting those people to act like human beings when they come outside, when we just want them to be in their cages, bruh? How are they
Yeah.
gonna be humans when they leave those cages?
They're gonna be scarred forever, bro.
They already scarred.
we want
Prison
them
is
to be-
already a
yeah.
horrible place to be in. It's a horrible place to be in. So when that one time when they get KFC, why are we complaining about it?
This view that you have, ne, would you say most people who consider themselves liberal agree with it?
No, they don't. People, I don't. I see my brothers and my cousins and my uncles when I see those people.
Yeah.
I see close people, bruh.
Now, there's a difference between the Americans' democracy and ours. Is it like we are the majority of people of color, and we know those people that are in prison. But in America, it's like 70% white,
And then
and then 90% of the prison population
that's
is
for
black
sure,
people.
yeah.
No one sees human beings when they see that. We
But
still
also-
see it though.
Yeah, we still see it, but we don't go, because South Africa is also a very capitalist society.
White
And
monopoly
capitalism,
capitalist.
capitalism doesn't help how we see because we see those guys as people who want to take from us. We see them as that's all they are, people that want to take from us. We don't see
I hear you.
people
People want to take your hard-earned money.
that want to take your hard earned money. Why don't they pull themselves up by the bootstraps? Why do they steal? We don't see those. We see them as criminals. We don't see those people as human beings whatsoever. And some, like rapists, for instance, those
Yeah.
people I don't. Like I don't. Those
You
guys
don't have
can.
this view for
I don't
them.
have the. I don't have those view for them. I don't have this view for. I can even have that view for murderers. I don't know what, because I don't know what the context is. But the rape, I don't see
And
it.
no one
I don't
ever
see
wants,
it as any.
no one wants to have the argument what is worse between rape and murder.
What is worse between rape and murder?
Yeah.
It's a rape, for me at least.
Cool, I can agree with you. And I,
Because
but
for me
someone
murder,
can argue.
because for me murder has a range of reasons. It doesn't just have one reason.
Like, and also someone who's been raped can say, I would have preferred to be murdered. I've seen like women and people who've been raped say that like
Oh
the trauma.
no, yeah, but from a
but
victim
now-
side, that's why rape is worse. Because you would prefer to get murdered.
Some victims, obviously not all.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people would rather be not living with that forever.
I think me as a man, and it might be a patriarchal thing, I would rather be murdered than raped.
Me too, for sure. I would
You
rather
can
be
rape my
murdered.
dead body.
I think that's a view that many people carry, because that you live with it forever.
You know, on capitalism, I had a funny, I don't know if it's an epiphany about capitalism. Everything that oppressed people fight for, they use
what they wanna
capitalism as the basis of arguing equality. And by that I mean like, so people of color fought against apartheid, but the argument is that you broke capitalism by not giving us equal opportunities. So now we're fighting for the perfect implementation of capitalism
Yeah.
with no advantages and disadvantages for specific people based on anything. Like, what do they call it? Equality of opportunity.
Yeah.
So now we're all fighting for capitalism,
We all
and that's how we measure equality.
because that's also the only system that we know. The other
It's
systems,
a flawed system,
the
but
other
it's the
systems,
best.
the other systems we don't want to touch because we've been told that it's the. I don't think it's the best system, to be honest with you.
So, like, the reason
Capitalism-
for socialism is because capitalism wasn't applied properly, and socialism can fall away once those wrongs have been corrected.
Yeah, it could fall away once those wrongs have been. But also, we are also living in a corrupt world. Capitalism has taken over. I don't think there's anybody who sees a world without capitalism.
But capitalism couldn't have gotten as far as it did without oppressing someone.
Yeah, capitalism is horrible. It's a horrible system. I don't think it's a working system. I don't. When I look around, I only see victims of capitalism, and some people gain from it. But I feel like black and brown. We go again. Black and brown people are the victims of capitalism.
But now, some people, what people did is they secluded or excluded people of color from the game, from the market, and they built themselves up in this thing and making money from poor black and colored people, Indian people also. Then you introduce them back into the game, but now there's this group of people are way ahead of everything. And that's the flop with capitalism. There's
The-
countries who never had like racial segregation,
yeah,
and the difference between the rich and the poor is way smaller. I can't think of an example, but the difference between the rich and the poor is way
It's all
smaller
the
than what it is here.
the difference between the rich and the poor, it's way smaller. It's all the countries where there's less black and brown people, I think. It's like
The
Europe,
differences
like
between people
Denmark.
are less obvious.
Yeah, like Denmark. It's easy to see someone as human when they look like you.
Yeah. And skin color is the easiest way to differentiate two people.
It's easy. It's right there.
Easier than differentiate between men and women.
Yeah, it's right there. So it's easy. That's why men don't even understand the feminist movement completely, because they don't see the world the
Because
way.
here's my wife, here's my daughter. I love them more than anything. So how can you tell me?
How can
I'm
you tell
against
me I'm
women.
against women, but your views of women are completely skewed.
I hear you. We're talking about the EFF earlier. What do you and you've called EFF populists before,
Yeah,
and we had that argument. Do you still hold that view?
the EFF are populists. I think they do engage in populism. But I do think that their heart is in the right place. That is the one party of all the parties. Their hearts are in the right place. For me personally, I think their hearts are in the right
I
place.
think they like we progressive. We're gonna be completely progressive, because even this progressive liberal thing is a spectrum.
Yeah,
It's not a left or right thing, and a lot of people don't get that. So like I
Yeah.
can agree with you with most liberal and progressive stances, but some of them I just can't. And it's also true that when people get older, they become more conservative.
yeah.
Because now you're just defending the stuff that you grew up with and the stuff that you were comfortable
Yeah, it's the
with.
same. Like, you know, you can be conservative in any field of your life, like in terms of music, for instance. Like I love hip hop. I'm a big hip hop fan, and my favorite hip hop is preachy hip hop. My hip hop is preachy. It's
Yeah.
the hip hop that spews left wing views, basically. It's black hip hop, whereas
And it was left at the time.
eh?
It was left at the time.
Yeah, even
it's
now,
no
even the
more
music I
left.
listen to, like J. Cole, for instance. J. Cole is a
Okay.
left-wing rapper. J. Cole is definitely, his views are definitely more suited to mine. That's why I like him. But when I see people go on, Tupac is the only legend. It's like, no, guys, time has moved on. There are new legends.
Yeah.
Tupac and Biggie were legends, but there are new legends. Then they're like, no, but those guys were rapping. No, bro. You
weren't
are
even-
not, that's not your
you weren't
time,
even-
and this is not your
You
time.
weren't even there to see how those people were hyped up. Not to take away their talent,
Yeah.
that the influence of the media.
But now you wanna write off all these new ones just because their old ones are
Just because they found inspiration.
because
from
you
Tupac.
align with those old ones more, because the music doesn't sound the same anymore to you. But that's because time has moved on. Music won't sound the same to you. If music stayed the same, we'd be listening to the same music all the time.
Yeah. Like those people that still listen to old school.
Yeah, I
That's
love
fair.
old school. I listen to the old stuff and the new stuff. I don't listen to what's the thing's name? Trap music. I don't like that.
But here's my argument against like those old school stuff. Those are just the songs that survived. Those are the best of those times. Those songs that are still being played.
Yeah.
We have no idea how shit music was back then. And
Yeah.
these were just
That's why
those are
this-
just this was just the Drake of the
yeah,
time.
this is the best ones. This is the best ones that you
That
got
survived.
that survived. They're the best ones.
And now you're
stayed
defending
behind.
your era without telling us the full story. There's like 2% of the
There was
music.
people sing, ah, la 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 la, ah, la 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 la,
Fire
you
song.
know.
That's a fire song.
Girl, I wanna make you, but it doesn't
Oh yeah,
mean
oh
much.
that song is
Girl,
bad,
I
bro.
wanna make you sweat. It doesn't mean
And
much.
if you cry, I'm gonna push it. So that's a rapiest song ever. Yeah.
There's people put. So you telling me music was now the best at that time, and that's what conservative views are. They're like, that was the best at the time, and I can't let it go. There was a time when
True,
they
true.
used to pray like this,
And it worked for
and
us.
it worked for us.
The
There
country
was,
wasn't like this
there
when we
was
used to
church
pray in
the
schools.
school. You know, they didn't shoot up places. But there was other things.
Yeah. So like my thing about populism is like, if you are not a populist, why are you in politics?
Wait, can we?
Okay, we
must
can
I go
pause.
ask them
What?
to move? To move.
No, don't pick them up really.
Is
It's fine.
Okay.
Like my thing is, if you are not a populist, why are you in politics? Because
Yeah. Because you're the voice of the people. and
you should try and represent what most of the people want. And one of the bad sides of politics is that those small groups that are now marginalized because they don't want what the mass wants, they can be taken care of some or other way. Whatever that might be. Because that's what happens with Republicans and
yeah,
liberals.
for me, that's why I say the EFF, their hearts are in the right place. I would take a populist over the DA, for instance. I would take that for sure.
Who's actively there for
Who's
the
actively
minority.
there. They come out and they speak out. EFF come out and they speak out against things. I've never seen the ANC take a stance on fees must fall. They don't take stances.
Yeah.
They don't take stances like that. They just hope that things will
Also, it's a
evaporate.
different ball game being in charge.
Yeah, it
And
is.
you
Yeah.
no longer. It's nice to be the opposition.
It is, yeah. It's much easier because you can always point out.
What's
You can
wrong.
always point out what's wrong because it's hard to fix this country. This country has gone. I always say the ANC has done a really good job considering the ANC has done a really good job considering what we've been through. This country's been through a lot, and we don't want to talk about the history because it upsets white people. We don't want to talk about it, but really that's where we come from. That's why we are here where we are right now in
And we
this
don't
space.
want to talk about the systems that we are fighting.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. And in colored communities specifically, we don't talk on history. I've never had like the conversation
Because we've
with-
seen the good and the bad of both sides.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the good is. I can't see the good really because the remnants is not very pretty.
And that's what, like, that's like the wool over, or the, what do you call it, the wool over our eyes.
Yeah,
That, like, we've been instilled with or indoctrinated with.
yeah.
And for me, the worst part is, like, I was telling this person I was talking to, like, I don't like, and I get this tension between black people and colored people. There is that tension. And like I was explaining to Robbie the other day, is if your parents treat you and your siblings differently, you're gonna hate each other. You're not
Yeah.
gonna hate your parents.
Mm.
And that's the slap thing. So I don't like when colored people complain to me about black people more than they complain to me what white people did to them.
And that's the same for me. I don't like that because
Because I'm not denying that there is tension. Sometimes colored people get treated badly by black people in the service industry.
I'm not gonna lie. Me even as a colored person, as a performer and I think I get treated differently when I go on radio and stuff. When I get spoken to on the radio about my things.
Better or
I'm-
worse.
Eh?
Better or worse.
I think I get treated worse then. Bruh, I've always been like, why are we attempting my accent on TV? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Why are we doing?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? I was on ETV one morning, bruh. The
Presenter.
presenter started speaking to me in that accent, bruh. I was like, really? Is this all I am now?
Did you say it?
Then I was
Or
like,
you
don't
just
talk
left
to
it?
me like that. I was with Kagisolidicha just burst out laughing. I was like, don't talk to me like that. It's very condescending.
Yes.
So I do get treated. And radio DJs, when some radio DJs I meet up with, before the thing, there's always one talking to me like that in my accent.
You know, I didn't realize this now. But like when that happens to me, I usually say to the person, I don't speak like that, but
Yeah.
I don't know what you're trying, but I don't speak like that. Then they make like it was just, no, I'm just plumbing. I didn't realize this until, and I repeat this a lot, I didn't realize this until I watched one of John Flismis's shows that had like The Good Racist or something. I didn't realize it until he said it. He was saying to white people, colored people are not a joke.
Yeah.
You just laugh at everything they say, no matter what. And I didn't, bruh, my whole life just clicked in, bruh. You know when you start to feel like a clown, bruh. Yo, these people were laughing at me the whole time, bruh. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm an intelligent, intellectual being.
Yeah.
Not that colored people aren't that. And like, I do find sometimes I try to separate myself from everyone else, which is also a wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like,
I usually do
I'm-
that in the Uber.
I'm not like them.
I usually tell the Uber drivers, yo, I'm not like
I'm one of the
just
good
so they
ones.
can pick me up, bruh.
I'm one of the good ones.
Yeah, one
I've
of the
seen
good
it,
ones.
yeah. Like it's slecht that I do that, but then when John Flismer said that in his show, like everything just clicked in, bruh. Yo, these people think we're a joke, bruh.
For sure, yeah. They also, like, I always think about the race. I don't think white people ever think about.
White
their
people
space.
cannot think about race, yeah.
Eh?
White people cannot think about race.
Yeah, they cannot think about. I always think about my race, how I'm gonna be perceived when I walk in here now. I always think about that, and I always get proven right. Even when I speak, and then someone goes, "Oh, so you colored?" Then the tone changes, whoever it is.
Yeah, like
But luckily now I'm famous, so
that's dope. But also, you became. Do you feel like the gags that you used to do? We're going on a tangent.
yeah,
The gags that you used to do played into what people thought you are or should be.
for sure. For
Because
sure.
also me, when I started, all my jokes were on the premise that this is about a colored person. They might not have been stereotypical.
For sure, like for instance, I play golf, steel golf joke. I feel like that obviously hasn't helped my my hasn't helped colored people.
It did what it did in the time. I think it was
It's
dope
dope
at
at the
the
time.
time.
Yeah,
Plus you were a kid basically. But
yeah, it was. Yeah,
I forgot now what I wanted to say.
but like
Anyway,
also as a colored person, when I go on stage, I speak for all colored people.
yeah,
And I didn't realize that at the time. Actually, at the time I didn't realize that I'm a voice for colored people. I just thought that I'm making jokes about
yeah.
this
But
thing.
I also had to realize that like I needed to remember that I'm colored. Bruh. Like just remember that you're colored.
Yeah.
And what these people say, and when I look at my face, brother, like I don't see my face anywhere else. I don't see people who look like me. Even colored people who are making it in the public eye, don't look like me. They have
Yeah.
a trim. They have short back and sides.
They all
That
like
type of thing.
they the
It's a
color people that
monolith,
make
bruh.
it the color people that make it like on TV and stuff are like they not they look mixed race.
They look mixed race.
That's
They're
what they
usually
do.
light skinned, except for Emo Adams.
But
But it's like,
Ivo Adams lucky speaks Afrikaans.
and he's entertaining, bro.
It is
He's
really
very
talented. No,
entertaining.
no, I'm saying like in terms of like his complexion doesn't is not a yalpa.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
So like I've told you before, like I usually argued against the whole thing of like representation and being able to see yourself on TV to believe that you can do it. When I used to watch TV, no one looked like me, but I didn't notice because I was attracted to certain personalities.
Yeah.
And even usually it was a white character, like in Recess. There's a black
DJ,
character.
yeah.
There's a black character in Recess who likes basketball. I never liked basketball. I was more like TJ.
But he's probably the black
The
representative for black Americans.
True,
Yeah.
true. But out of everyone there, I most felt the
You-
connection to the white guy.
But also, like the white guy was also the lead of that show. We, as much as we don't wanna, he was
He
the,
was the lead.
He was the lead of the show. And whenever you watch TV, and every child that you see on TV back in the day, even in movies and stuff, was always a white child.
A white child lead.
Was always a white child. So you kind of like that is a child. I'm a
I
child.
get, yeah, maybe there's the connection. I'm connecting that like with kids who in school, that's the relation.
Yeah.
Maybe some kids do see it on a deeper level and don't think they can do something because they don't see themselves. But specifically me, that never happened to me. But now I'm coming to terms with the fact that like I don't look like anything. I'm not a tried and tested look. So even like ugly people who make it, they have a very specific ugly look. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like Jeff Ross. I can't think of other ugly people who are ugly on purpose, but I mean like they have a specific look. Do you get what I'm
They
saying? Even like fat people, there's a
set them apart.
there's a specific
Something that sets you
a
apart.
fat
from-
archetype,
Yeah.
like Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
It's a very specific look. Zach Galifianakis, what's the other guy's name? Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
No fat guys that look like me. This look is not tried and tested. So that's how when I apply for certain things, like I feel like I'm not gonna get it because the person doesn't know. The person casting doesn't know what they're looking at. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you, yeah.
Anyway. Next topic.
Stand up comedy.
No, I saw your notes now. And like I don't get why people don't like Eminem's Relapse album. Relapse was a
Um,
fire. Is it
I must
really-
admit, I'm not an Eminem fan. In general, like I listen to their songs. There are songs I'm like, yeah,
the deep ones?
these are my songs. No, Renegade. I don't think Renegade is pretty deep. I just think
What
it's
about the
dope bars
the
going
problem
around.
the ones that will be problematic now? Like
The ones
I'll pee on Rihanna. I'll do what I
Go on.
wanna.
I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on Eminem because I don't. When I see Eminem, I don't.
Bruh, Relapse was a fire album, bruh. I think it did badly in sales. It came after what?
It did really well. Eminem doesn't do badly in sales. I think
Maybe in comparison to other Eminem
comparison
albums.
to his older ones, yeah, it didn't do real well, but it did Relapse did well. I think Relapse did well. Eminem doesn't do badly in sales. I think Revival is his worst.
Mm.
I think Revival is his worst selling album, and I think that even that did well. That was still the number one album of that year.
I hear you. Let's stop for a bit. I just realized I forgot to delete stuff off this camera.
Okay.
I think there's a chance that thing wasn't recording at all.
The camera.
But I hit it record now.
That sucks.
This one definitely was recording.
Yeah, because it went before.
Shit always goes wrong, right? Okay, I think we can do like 10 more minutes. Or less.
What is that battery?
This was SD card for.
Man, I'm so bummed with this internet, man.
You think it's gonna be out the whole day? Or it's just like
It's been out since yesterday. Then when I called them, they said there's no coverage. We never had coverage here. They're like, so then what were we using all this time, eh?
yeah, that's how you protect yourself, bro. But usually, like the hood has like good telecom coverage.
Bro, I've never had problems with Telkom. Only now.
Yeah, got the cat at a wedding, bro.
Is it? It's time.
The thing was bad luck. But you know how old it is, bro. Is if you're so eager to catch the gata, you wanna get married, bro. There's like all this behind like these superstitions and stuff, bro. That's all it is.
That's
They
why I
let
don't
you know
forget,
what you
bro.
already know. If you want to plug anything for the 5 people who are listening to this podcast, what do you have coming up stand-up wise?
I've got a one-man show in Cape Town. I'm going to Cape Town on the 16th of February. Tickets are I had web tickets, 120 rand. They're already moving.
Oh,
Get
the
your
things are on
tickets.
sale already?
Yeah,
From last year?
from last year. Yeah. I only started pushing it recently. Like, not really pushing it, but I don't have a poster out. But
Dylan said if I can get myself there, I'm opening that show.
for
so
sure, bro.
come through. And the stand-up comedy that you shot, when is that coming out?
That will be out later in the year. That's not up to me. That's up
Is
to
it?
DSTV.
But it's theirs already. You've delivered the thing. It's done.
I've delivered. We haven't delivered it completely. Still still needs editing. All of those.
So it needs a lot of editing, is what you're saying.
Doesn't need
Yeah.
a lot of editing. Doesn't need a lot of editing. Oh, my comedy special was recording. It was fire. It was a fire night.
And you shot the both, nah?
Short boat shows. Boat shows of fire. I think it's gonna be pretty dope.
I think that's the worst part. Like, from shooting stuff in film school and all of that, is when you have 2 perfect takes.
Yeah.
That's worse than having one good one and bad one, because now you have to choose.
I have to choose which one. Yeah. I think with like
Or you can make it like Teoka 1, Teoka 2.0.
yeah, but it's
The
the
same
same.
jokes.
It's the same. I'm happy with my special I recorded last year. I'm way happier than Oliphant in the room.
That's always good.
I'm way happier. I think I've grown as a human being, and I've seen my comedy grow in it.
And like this new audience that you found with the Manchester United videos, I was shocked to find. Like, bruh, for me, bruh, you are very famous, bruh. Like, you are known everywhere, bruh. Like, it what would you want? If you had to ask most South Africans to name 5 stand-up comedians, you probably in there. Because like your shit goes viral.
Yeah.
But now you have like people who don't even know that you're stand-up comedians.
It's crazy, bruh. It's crazy. People that like meet me like at places and they only know Man United stuff. It's also weird for me. I'm like, yo, so you guys didn't know me? Not in an arrogant way.
You're
I'm
not,
just like,
you're not working hard enough.
I'm not working hard enough if I don't get mentioned. But now I found a different space, and that space, it's comedy too. So people wanna come watch the stand-up comedy also.
Also, that's bringing up the stand-up audience also.
I see Man United jerseys. I saw Man United fans there at my show, New Year's Eve show at Parker's Comedy Club. They came through for me. So like that it goes together. People wanna come because they saw me.
YouTube.
Excuse me.
Where all can we find those Manchester?
You can find them on Facebook and Twitter.
And that's
and
specifically
soon to be
for Man
YouTube.
United fans.
No. In fact, you'll be surprised how many Liverpool fans love those videos, bro. Liverpool fans always. Those are like.
They know how to take a joke.
They don't know how to take a joke actually, but because Man United are not at their best right now, the jokes are almost on me almost.
Yeah.
Not completely because I'm still arrogant like we are winning the league. I'm still because I'm a Man United fan. Man United fans are arrogant people, and that's just how we are.
I once got called racist because I didn't want to watch soccer. I don't like soccer, so it was like one black guy and there were 2 girls, both colored girls and myself, and then we didn't want to watch soccer. And he said, we're outnumbering him because we're colored. Bruh, you know I don't like
but
soccer,
you were 2 girls, and not that girls don't watch football.
We know those two girls don't watch
football, yeah.
They know that I don't like soccer.
So then why must you?
It was just random, bruh. Like, bruh. I'm being called racist because I don't want to watch.
But also, when I see sports, I also see sports as a race thing also.
Also.
Maybe you don't like football, but I do think that white people would have loved football way more if they were in charge.
You mean South Africans?
Yeah, they would love the PSL if they were in charge.
But I'm seeing more and more white people popping up in the PSL.
Yeah, there'll always be white players in there, but they would love it way more if they were the majority. White people only love politics when they are in the majority. They love it.
I don't know if it's a rumor or what, but like there might be a small chance that you told me this. You'll correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
That like the reason why you don't see a lot of colored and white players is because we know like they use like sangomas in the teams. So like a sangoma would come and do like a ritual at each of the poles before a game. But when you're moving up the ranks of a team, before you get to be like a what do you call a opening player? What do you call it if you get to play first?
What do you mean, a first team player?
No, like if you get to start the match. You don't start on the bench. What do you call that?
A starter.
Yeah, starter.
Yeah.
Like when you're moving up the ranks to do that, sometimes you'll be asked to go see the Sangoma and you need to do certain things to get there in the team. And that's usually where either colored people or white people fall out and prefer not to be in the A team because they don't believe or
because they
indulge in
I don't know.
sangomas and
I don't
things
know
like
anything
that.
about that. I don't know anything about that. I just know that I don't know why why there are not many. I think white people already chose this sport.
Like I know colored people are very good.
Colored
soccer, bro.
Colored footballers are the best, bro. I always say like I don't know better talents, but those are colored people are in football. Colored people can't really say they're not represented in football.
Isn't
for sure. That's one place where colored people get represented. I don't think any sport colored people can say they're not represented at all. They could be underrepresented still in that circle.
Yeah, colored people are well represented in rugby.
they're well represented in rugby.
Cricket.
They've got cricketers. We got like the Philanders. Herschel Gibbs was also colored. Is he colored? I still don't know till this day what he really is, because he supports Boris Johnson. So I don't know what he really is, bro. I'm not too sure what he is. But there are quite a few. There's Dumani. You know Dumani?
JP Dumani.
JP Dumani.
I know names.
And
I
then
don't
there's,
know. I don't know
other
these things.
JP also. There's other JP that's also in cricket. There are some color people in cricket too.
Some Peterson guy. He looks.
Yeah. I forget his
No,
name.
he's not a rugby player.
No, Peterson is a cricket player.
Like a
also,
dark
yeah.
color guy.
A dark
He's
colour.
tall.
Yeah.
Something Peterson. Maybe it's also JP.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's probably the JP. I don't know. Let's not. Let me not say.
Let's not talk
let me
about
not-
cricket.
But I think color people, because color people are elite in everything, bro. I always say that, like in art, color people make some of the best art, bro. But we're not represented in art. That's for sure.
Do you think we don't know how to push forward? We complacent, or we scared of our own potential.
I think we get boxed, bro. I think we get boxed as people. We are marginalized people. That's just how it is. I think that the only reason why there's not like a colored the biggest colored superstar in South Africa is AKA. And would
he
you
doesn't
and would you
embrace.
say he leans towards he doesn't he's colored, but he's not colored in terms
I think
of
AK is actively branded himself as South African.
yeah.
I would like to be a-racial, bro, but I don't
I
have
think
that
everyone wants
opportunity.
to be that. Everyone wants to be there. So they don't have to
You want to think about.
they don't have to
nothing,
think
bro.
about nothing.
And usually people think just because we're colored, and generally colored people are mixed between white and black, they think we're in between. It's not
Yeah,
not
it's
an
not a
in between thing.
We're way. There's a whole lot of. We are way.
It's a different side.
Yeah, it's a
There's
different side.
There's
Yeah.
4 corners in the square. It's not a
Yeah.
line.
I don't know. It's hard. It's hard being. I always say the hardest thing about being colored is being colored. That's the hardest thing.
Yeah, I think that was the most controversial part of this podcast. I think we just hit an hour, or just under an hour. And that is it. Thank you for listening this far. Follow Dillan Oliphant on Instagram and Facebook. That's where you find all his viral videos. And subscribe to my channel. Let me try and make money off of this thing.
Oh wait.
Bye.